Well, we're going to jump right into this because right now the words are, I'm trying not to go into four-letter words, into, territory that just really starts screaming, because this is something we should all be screaming about, protesting about, because, in this country, we have the presumption of innocent until proven guilty. And lately, that hasn't been to the factor. The factor is people have been using the internet and proclaiming themselves that they are the justice for the situation, without any evidence, without any witnesses, without, on occasion, doctored items, which basically, supposedly they are in this specific instance. We're not going to show it to you here, but I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to go check the Quartering, Mr. H Reviews, and That Umbrella Guy. They're going to have very good, detailed, extensive coverage. Remember, these guys, they handled on the Johnny Depp trial. And they're going to be very detailed into it. Probably Popcorn Planet will be doing the same as well. And the reason why I pushed that onto there is that each of us here on social media platforms, on all of them, we try to show certain things. Now, everybody's talking about this, and yeah, I'm going to give my 2 cents to the situation. There are other issues that people are not pointing to, which one thing here on Man with the Show, we have been pointing to. I'm going to direct you to these guys, and for the reason is I want you to get this information. I want you to digest the information that they give you. On some instances, I will comment on them. Now, moving forward with this, what we know so far. A couple days ago, Russell Brand came out with this particular video.
Two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of. And we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language. I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you, you're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago there was a spate of articles, Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist, Russell Brand's right wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me, like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean my voice along with your voice.
As soon as that was on, I think it was about a day or two or so, there were allegations brought out, and this covered on every paper in the UK. And of course, videos from Nerdrotic, who happened to be in the UK at the time, that this was on every front page out there. And the thing is that, like I said, innocent until proven guilty. And allegations of this nature, yeah, okay, should be investigated, but understand this. There's some good questions on this. These are very good questions. And the questions angers all of us even more, especially us content creators. Because as more and more things come out, it becomes to look that this is a hit job from the United Kingdom. And probably who else is involved in, and you have to ask, who else is involved in this?
See, I told you, man. There is a conspiracy out there. See?
Yeah, right, I know.
Conspiracy.
And a lot of people have been saying that it led to, that this came from not only the Bill Maher video, several other videos that Russell Brand has done on YouTube and Rumble, calling out the pharmaceutical industry, the military manufacturing complex, and many other things, and governments alike. And you have to remember, Brand was a liberal. And he changed his pattern for the reason is, he probably still is a liberal, but he changed his thought processes as far as what is really truly going on out there. Like many others who have seen the light when it comes to the situations that are going on around the world. On the 20th of September, the Daily Beast put out this particular article because a lot of us were questioning the situation, because it looked like it was starting to look like a hit piece, especially what Channel 4 had said recently, how things are going. I mean, they said this has been under investigation for 4 years. You know, there's a lot of question marks on this. This was the deep state didn't frame Russell Brand, you idiots, according to Anthony Fisher from the Daily Beast. But not just a couple of minutes later, on the same day, we had an attachment from Rumble and from TikTok, mind you. TikTok and Rumble received these letters from the UK government. I'm going to read you the one from the Rumble, and it's pretty much the same on both letters. I'm writing concerned the serious allegations regarding Russell Brand in the context of him being a content provider on Rumble with more than 1.4 million followers. The Culture, Media, and Sports Committee is raising questions with the broadcasters and producer companies who previously employed Mr. Brand to examine both the culture of the industry in the past and whether the culture still prevails today. However, we are looking at his use of social media, including Rumble, where he issued his preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4 dispatches. He made that because he was contacted by both of these agencies. While we recognize that Rumble is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform. We would gracefully, if you would confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his content, including videos relating to the serious accusations against him. If so, we would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform. We would like to know what Rumble is doing to ensure the creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of the victims' inappropriate and potential illegal behavior. Yours sincerely, Dame Carol Dinklage, Chair, Culture, Media, and Sports Committee. Now, if you're not familiar with Caroline Dinklage, she assisted in the passing of the Online Safety Bill, which we have a video on this, which is basically going to rip apart your freedom. If you live in the UK, it's going to rip apart your freedoms, because basically now it gives the UK government the right to look into your private messages. This has nothing to do with pornography, as they had stated. They said that this is to protect the children. Why do you need to go into private chats with UK residents, peer-to-peer, whatever you want to call it, to basically look at what people are saying? Are you going to charge them with sedition onto that situation? And also, they gave the powers to control this to Ofcom. Is Ofcom going to block porn? Yes, they are. Are they going to block action films and horror films? Yes, one by one. They're going to go everyone. Anyone that complains to Ofcom, basically, they will take it and process it, and you will not, and I guarantee you will not be able to see a lot of content off of Netflix or any other site that is available in the United Kingdom. It's a sad day. The United Kingdom loses its liberties just with one fell swoop of a pen. But getting back to the Russell Brand situation, this letter is sort of a push onto Rumble, sort of a blackmailing in a way, to basically tell them to listen, we know you monetize him. We want you to stop letting him get money for the videos he's working on. You know, in this country, that is called torturous interference. And we've already seen from the Supreme Court, they've shut down situations between the White House and social media multiple times already. In fact, I think there is another, the doctor who was an expert in the corona and viruses and stuff like that, who shut down social media, the Supreme Court said that they should not have done that. That is a violation of the Constitution. Now, both TikTok and Rumble have already responded. And now we're hearing that X, Twitter, or formerly Twitter, has also been contacted by the UK government. Let me read off what the response is from Rumble. Today we received an extremely disturbing letter from a committee chair in the UK Parliament. While Rumble obviously deplores sexual assault, rape, and all serious crimes, and believes that both alleged victims and the accused are entitled to a full and serious investigation, it is vital to note that the recent allegations against Russell Brand have nothing to do with the content on Rumble's platform. Just yesterday, YouTube announced that they basically solely on these media accusations, it was barring Mr. Brand from monetizing his video content. Rumble stands for very different values. We've devoted ourselves to the vital cause of defending a free internet, meaning an internet where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform. We regard it as deeply inappropriate and dangerous that the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform or to earn a living from doing so. Singling out an individual and demanding his ban is even more disturbing given the absence of any connection between the allegations and his content on Rumble. We do not agree with the behavior of many Rumble creators, but we refuse to penalize them for their actions that have nothing to do with our platform. Although it may be political and socially easier for Rumble to join a cancel culture mob, doing so would violate our company's values and mission. We emphatically reject the UK Parliament demands. See, this is where the UK have overstepped their bounds. What does it have to do with the investigation of the BBC and Channel 4? Yes, I know the BBC is run by the UK government, but this does not need someone at the governmental level to contact an American company. Multiple, well, some of them are American, one is a Chinese, on companies that are in different countries. Let's put it that way. Especially ones here in the United States. Again, we have innocent until proven guilty. Is he guilty of the situation? I don't know. So far, the evidence that I've seen so far is a lot of question marks, including the text messages. And that's why I said I want you guys to take a moment, jump over to see Mr. H reviews and that Umbrella guy, who have done some detailed looks, because there's something that, let's put it this way, the fish and chips are not smelling that good at the moment. You know, and Russell has spoken out against a lot of people, and he's pissed off a lot of people. And we're seeing that it used to be to the situation when you spoke out, they called you racist, then white supremacist, then they call you misinformation. Now they throw rape allegations to silence you. Does it need to be investigated? Yes. And the thing about it is, this has to come forward. If it's a total lie, it needs to be purged, and all those involved need to apologize. You know, to me, this is starting. If you've never seen V for Vendetta, I mean, I think the UK is headed in that direction. You have people in politics today, whether it's the United Kingdom, United States, Australia, New Zealand. I mean, come on. You had this from the New Zealand, former leader for New Zealand.
Human rights of others are upheld when they are subjected to hateful and dangerous rhetoric and ideology. The weapons may be different, but the goals of those who perpetuate them is often the same: to cause chaos and reduce the ability of others to defend themselves, to disband communities, to collapse the collective strength of countries who work together. But we have an opportunity here to ensure that these particular weapons of war do not become an established part of warfare.
Yeah, she's saying that we need to curb free speech to protect the people. You know, I've heard stuff like that out of history books. From the Second World War, rise of communism, Marxism, however you want to put it. And it's the same thing that they keep saying. We gotta curb the free speech. You know, everything is not, you can't say everything, you know, what you're thinking of. Why not? We're encouraging a conversation between many parties, whether you're liberal, whether you're conservative, whether you're a libertarian. It doesn't matter. The thing about it is that we're finally grabbing hold of the whole situation and saying, you know, there are those in government and corporations who are trying to take control, violate certain laws, especially in the US Constitution. I'm not familiar too much on the UK, on their version of it, but I bet if we look deeply into what their political beliefs and everything like that, I bet they violated several laws. Because stuff like this doesn't just come out and gets approved. This is people shaking hands and saying, like, we need control. The people need to be silenced. We've seen several states, California, Texas, Virginia, and several others, that the age verification laws have been put on hold because the courts are finding them, you know, that it violates the Constitution. understand this and understand the parameters of the situation. They're going to use sexual assault, rape, pornography, and many other things as a weapon to silence you. That's correct. They're trying to silence you. UK has already started doing this with this online bill. The online bill, like, once again, I'm going to tell you, has nothing to do with stopping pornography sites. It has to do with taking your information, getting access to your information to see what you are doing, and that if you should be arrested. Think about this situation, and someone brought this up too. I think it was the Quartering, or if it was Crowder. Think about that. If you text somebody and says, hey, listen, I need you to do my, if you could do my lawn, I'll give you $150 for it. And the government sees that. What are they going to do? They're going to send the IRS after you. Why? Because you made a cash deal and say, listen, do me a favor, and I'll give you a couple bucks, have your son do on there. How do you know he doesn't put it on his taxes? But that is not the privy of the government to look into your emails, to your conversations. In this country, it violates the law. They put out that whole situation after 9/11, the Patriot Act and all that. And I'll tell you honestly, I thought at first it was a good thing, but then I looked into it and I said, that down the line is going to be very intrusive to Americans. That basically it gives the government the right to investigate anyone in the United States with no evidence whatsoever. Think about that for a minute. And that's what's been happening. There are people in jail right now that were lawyers, documentationists, news people, elderly women that are in jail right now for just being in Washington on January 6th. Think about that. These are things you probably not even heard of. Yes, there are people right now, either they haven't been tried and being held in jail, which they should have been released a long time ago, or they've been sent away for over 20 years to prison. And they weren't even in the state, mind you. Some of them weren't even in Washington, D.C. How do you get 20 years for what you're accused of and you weren't even there? I remember hearing of the woman, they wanted to arrest a woman all the way in Alaska. She was nowhere near the East Coast. But we'll continue to monitor the situation. And like I said, innocent until proven guilty. Because, lately, a lot of question marks. And the thing about it is, you hear that Tim Ballard, the man behind the movie that they just came out about child trafficking, he's being accused, which is hilarious. Of anyone that you would think that they would try to accuse, is this at least amount is this guy. But why are they doing it? Because he's exposing those high up. Well, who am I to say anything about this but a madman with the show?
Thanks for watching. Before you go, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share this video. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as it helps us increase the reach of our channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help fund this and many other channels. If you wish to help grow this channel by financial support, you have two ways. There are two links below. One link will send you to a direct pay site where you can make a donation. The second link will send you to our gear store where you can purchase t-shirts, mugs, and other specialty items. Any additional discounts will be listed on the main page. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.